Hello, everybody. This is Anthony Bionis from Mission Start Podcast, and if you enjoy listening to us, not only on the website but also on iTunes, be sure to check us out on Stitcher as well. Stitcher is an iPhone, Android app, also on other smartphones. You can download for free, and also registration is for free too. It's an app that you can listen to any podcast that is on there without ever downloading a file. When you register with Stitcher, be sure to put in promo code Mission Start or Conover or both, and you get to automatically be entered into a $100 prize every month from Stitcher. So be sure to check us out, support us, and we'll support you guys. Hello, everybody. This is Anthony Beyond from Mission Start Podcast, and we have another episode of the Conover. This is kind of I wouldn't say last minute, but just more or less. Hey, you're there, and I'm here. Let's do this. With me tonight is a special guest, Robbie from. So you're with. Aren't you? You have two websites. It's was it?
Yeah, I'm here with California Conventions blog and Geek HQ with the E's and Geek spelled with a 3.
Cool, awesome. And we are here to talk about Kraken Con that we both attended to this past weekend in Oakland. Now, I was new to Kraken Con. I didn't go last year. And I went because to this once because I keep on running excuses as far as like my friend wanted me to drag me to this con, and eventually I just like gave up. I was like, okay, whatever. And I had no expectations about this convention. Was this your first or second time going to Kraken Con?
My first time at this one as well. I didn't go last time, but when the guests were announced, I just kind of went, oh, okay. Voice of BMO, Patrick Sates is there as well. Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah, the guests were pretty good. Yeah, it was interesting to have those big names come to the one day con of Kraken Con, but yeah, generally my overall like when I got there, what I think stood out to me first was like the location, like the size of the hotel that was being used was pretty big. It was a pretty good size. I wouldn't say it wasn't small or anything like that. But it was in a pretty good location. Not to mention it was nearby some. Was it nearby Chinatown or like? Cause I know there was a bunch of.
Yeah, it was like right by Chinatown.
Yeah, it was definitely like nearby. A lot of food places, specifically, and it was a good move on their part. But yeah, it was a pretty good spot. Um, but
In spite of that, it still took forever for my group to actually find some food because I thought there was a Subway in one direction. We couldn't find it. We thought some other places were open. They weren't. We thought there was a deli. It was a supermarket. Eventually, we found food, though. And
wow.
only after we found out they actually had these information flyers that had a map and list of all the food places nearby. So
No way. Wait, the commission was giving those out like for attendees or?
yeah, I just found that out, a little too late.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Oh, okay. Um, was when you first walked into the convention, like when you first went into that big open area where everything was being held at, what was your initial impressions?
Well, when I got there, it was pretty early, so my initial impression was, I'm tired. But aside from that, I thought that it was a pretty decent size for something early on. They were definitely fitting a lot into that one room, but they made really good use of the space.
I felt the same way too. Like it didn't feel crowded at any point where it's like there's too many people in one spot. It really felt pretty spacious. The way they had laid out the format, and for people who didn't go, basically when you go into the hotel, I forget what was the name of the hotel that they were holding it in.
It was just like the Oakland Convention Center, and there was some hotel attached to it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, right, it was the Civic Center. Right, that's right. Um, so yeah, when you enter the Civic Center, and you go through the doors, to the main area of the convention, you see just like a giant room, and the first thing you see is like two statues, one of like a female Iron Man and one of Batman, and like this monitor in the middle.
And that was a nice touch. Good way to welcome everyone to it.
I like, yeah, that was pretty cool. I felt very at ease, like I said, if I was in a place where I could be very comfortable in anybody's shoes. But yeah, it was really cool. It was really a good welcoming image to come into. But yeah, as you walk in, you see the game stuff was like to the side, to the left. In front of you were a lot of the dealers, from video games to art pins to your normal anime stuff you get at anime conventions, wallpapers, mangas, whatever. To the far right, like toward the back of the convention was, or the back of the room was like the video room or the video area for people who can watch anime, and then toward the
It wasn't even a room. They just had the projector set up with a bunch of chairs, and in spite of that, it was not at all, distracting from the convention. It didn't get in the way of anything else, and nor did anything else get in the way of the screening.
oh yeah, for sure. Like that was interesting. I would have thought that it may be distracted, or like people who are watching the anime may have been distracted by everything around it, but actually no, it was in an area where you can sit down and watch the anime, and the sound was loud enough where you can hear it, but not too loud to distract anybody else that was passing by, which is cool.
Yeah, they struck a really nice balance.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. Yeah, it was definitely a cool thing they did. Toward the back of the room was all the artist alley stuff, and then to the left, kind of coming back, toward on the side was the maid cafe that they had there. Um, I do like the spacing. The spacing was really good, especially for one day con, especially for what they were offering. I think that I'm not sure if this was the biggest room that they were using out of the Civic Center, but nevertheless, like, it was a pretty good decent sized room, to have everything that's needed. And it was really good. It was really good. I was really impressed, for sure.
Yeah, they made good use of the space. They fit everything in nicely. It never seemed too crowded or that there wasn't enough space given to any one thing. It was expertly organized.
Agreed. Um, Now, there were some events and some panels and other stuff was going on during the day. Was there any events and panels that you attended to when you were there?
Uh, I did not attend any specific panels. Actually, this brings me to my first critique of the convention, was that the panel rooms, they were marked off, but there wasn't a listing of the panels in front of the rooms. Like, what most cons will do is when you go in front, it'll say, panel room whatever, and here's what's going on at these various points throughout the day. And if they had it at Kraken Con, I did not see that. So occasionally I would just kind of duck inside and listen to what's going on, then figure out, oh, okay, yeah, this is something relevant to my interests. I'll stick around for a bit. Or, oh, nope, this doesn't have anything to do with me. I'm going to do the awkward slip out of the room while the panelist sees I'm right there. Sorry, gotta go. That sort of thing.
hmm Yeah, for sure. I definitely felt the same way, because like when I was coming up to some of the panel rooms, they had no signs in the front, and the only way for anybody to really know what's going on is to look in the book pamphlet as far as like the schedule. Or actually, no, it was in the back of the pamphlet. Yeah, but yeah, I felt the same way. Like I felt like if they had something like even a piece of paper, just like of the schedule of what was going on in that room, it would have helped out. I wouldn't say it was a huge deal, but just something to think about for next year. That
It's a minor nitpick, but something to consider nonetheless.
for sure, for sure. Was there anything that stood out to you, cosplay wise, or just like anything that like happened in front of you that were like makes you like, wow, this is awesome, or what did I just see?
Let's see. So cosplay-wise, I noticed there was a big variety in what people were bringing. A lot of people just went casual cosplay for it, but others were breaking out their A game and stood around waiting for the contest sign-ups and judging to begin so that they wouldn't have to damage their costumes. And there was some really high-class competition going on there, some great costumes on display. And on the other hand, you also had the people going around just wearing, something light, something casual, something they just threw together, and that's also cool. Everyone was having a good time.
Mm. Yeah.
Um,
Or go
oh,
ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
One other thing that really stood out to me was the special effects makeup artist table that they had kind of by the Maid Cafe along the Dealers Hall Artist Alley place. And they had some demos going on there that was really impressive.
Yeah, definitely. I was passing by them. It was really cool. They were basically for people who were there or who were walking around it. They were having like two people sit in a chair and they were actually like making the actual special effects. What do you call it? Like a mask or like a full figured thing you would see in movies like like Hellboy with Lincoln or Abe, I forgot his name, the fish guy, and they
Ape
basically
Sapien?
Abe Sapien, yeah, and like
Yeah, they turned a guy into a fish guy.
yeah, definitely, and they did it in the span of I would say like maybe like 2-3 hours maybe, um, but like it was really cool to see that in person, and it was just from the beginning to the end of the entire process. And the cool thing is, you ask them questions, like they'll totally answer, like this is how they do their thing, this is how the process is made, and everything. So that was really cool. It was really cool for them to come down and show that. So yeah, definitely. Um, was there anything else that you kind of saw that was just like it was really cool that happened, or anything that in particular that was just like on-inspiring?
One other thing that I thought was really great was Patrick Sates, one of the guests that they had. He was just kind of chilling around the convention when he wasn't doing his panels or autograph sessions. So you'd just kind of see him around, go up to him, say hi. Every time I saw someone speak to him, he would compliment their costume, which was really nice.
Hmm.
Um, it's nice when you can actually interact with the guests rather than just go through the line and meet them for a few seconds. Give you an actual opportunity to, meet them.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely respect uh, special guests who walk around and just kind of hang out with us in a way like they like coming up to him and having conversation or just talking to him, or say hi or shake his hand, like those are the type of people that are really cool to be around with. The only other time I can think of that something like this happened, as far as to the conventions I've been to, was just actually was it this past year? It might have been, yeah, I think it was this past year, yeah, at Anime LA, where some of the voice actors from the League of Legends game, from Skullgirls, there was a League of Legends gathering was happening in the outside area of the convention of the hotel, and they stopped by for the gathering and they posed with their characters that they were voicing, and it was really cool because I've never seen anybody else done that at any other convention that I've been to. But it's really cool to have uh, special guests come out and just like hang out. It makes us feel normal, quote unquote. If that
Yeah, I hear
sounds.
that it's actually. I hear that the guests at Gallifrey 1 will do that pretty frequently, but sadly I have not had the opportunity to go there yet, so I'm only speaking from the many, many pictures my friends have posted with them, just kind of chilling with Doctor Who actors.
That's awesome. That's cool. Um, so the thing that I noticed when I was there, I think the as far as like the cosplays for me, it was a very casual day for cosplaying. People were just kind of showing up, having, just talking. It was a good excuse to get into costume. Especially if you're like testing out things for before Fanime or before any other big convention coming up. Um, it was definitely one of those very chill days. I like the video. I like the video setup they had, as well as the artist alley, um, and everything, and how everything was spaced really well. The only thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I was talking to a few people about this, and so the game area of the convention, they had a wide range of games, but from what I've been, what I, can I talk tonight? From what I've heard, is that they didn't specifically have much in terms of fighting games, just because like there's some law that Oakland has that you can't have those there, or I wasn't sure because what I heard is that the Kraken Con didn't do it because they didn't want to go against the rules or something like that. So, mm. uh,
I am no expert on Oakland law, so I have no idea if that's the case, but that's definitely peculiar.
Hmm. Yeah, it was strange. And the funny thing is like the only fighting games I saw there were Virtual Fighter. Somebody did eventually set up Smash, and then somebody brought in like Shaq Fu, but Shaq Fu was a horrible game. um, but yeah, and I was just asking around people about that. I was reading on Facebook, they were talking about it. So um, yeah, it was odd. It was odd for sure.
I actually kind of noticed that there were not much in the way of variety of fighting games, but still plenty of those, plenty of rhythm games. They had the big Just Dance game being projected on the screen.
Hmm.
But aside from that, there wasn't really much in the way of, oh, I want to sit down and enjoy this game.
Yeah, for sure. The it was a lot different than what we're used to as far as like, the conventions we've been going to. And when you go to some other conventions, they'll have a wide range of like all types of games. But for this one, it was kind of specific to a few and a few oddball games that were there. So, but not.
Most of which were one or two player anyway, so it was hard to just sit down and join in a game.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, just out of curiosity, did you stay for the masquerade?
No, I had a bit of a drive ahead, so I left as it was beginning, but I did see pictures of the winners. I saw the people as they were entering,
Hmm.
and there were definitely some good costumes brought to the masquerade. I mean, those who wanted to compete brought in what they needed to in order to, when they had a Buzz Lightyear there, that was awesome.
Yeah, I saw that
And
was really cool.
I believe that Buzz was walking around earlier as an alien from the Aliens movies,
Hmm. Yeah,
which kind of brings new meaning to, look, Buzz, an alien!
yeah, definitely. Yeah, his costumes were great. And the cool thing, and I tweeted this out when I saw it, was that like his daughter was there too, also in costume. She was in the Navi costume from
The Avatar movies, yeah.
yeah, and like it was one of those cool moments where like when parents cosplay with their kids, like that's awesome.
Oh, yes.
Hmm. But yeah, I wasn't able to stay for the masquerade either. I had to leave actually about the same time actually. Um, but this entire convention really felt like the one day cons that used to be back in the day with Sacramento with the SacCons back then. It was like a really a day to hang out with friends and kind of be in cosplay, but also go there and buy whatever, and then had the masquerade at the end where everybody just comes together and geeks out for about a good hour and a half or whatnot. Um, it really did feel that vibe to me, and it was cool though. Like, don't get me wrong, one day cons are great for many things. And
Oh yeah, and like you were saying, just hanging out with friends, meeting new people, having fun in costume, that's one of the best things about conventions. The big 3-day, 40-day things, those are awesome, but you still get a different and also great experience from the small things.
yeah, this is more of an intimate type of feel because they got a big convention. You're up and around. You're going to panels, going to events. You're posing for cosplays. You're taking pictures. You hang out with friends, but like your time is so limited as far as like so many things you can do at a bigger convention than you would do at a one day. Um, I did stop by to check out the Maid Cafe just for a little bit. Um, it was cool. It was no different than any other Maid Cafe that I've seen. As far as like the ones at conventions, but it was cute. I happened to pass by and one of them was doing a dance routine on stage. I managed to catch that all on video, which is up on YouTube, by the way. Um, and yeah, it was cute. Um, it's funny how the person that was dancing that was recording was a guy, but it's a convention, so it flies, whatever. um,
Speaking of, though, I did notice during the convention at one point for the Maid Cafe, they brought a Elsa cosplayer on stage and started playing Let It Go, and the Elsa was singing, but so was the guy right there, and he was kind of hogging the mic. And he was a fine singer. I mean, he did a good job, but I was still thinking, it's Elsa's song. Let her sing.
right, right. Because it wouldn't feel right if it wasn't. But yeah, definitely. You know, I'll say this on podcast because I mean, everybody has seen it. Everybody who has not seen it, they heard the song like tens, thousands of times. I've I have the movie on my computer. I've not yet watched it though. I know I should, but yeah.
Well,
um,
it's got a lot of hype, but it's still a good movie, although I believe people are already tired of the songs from how often they've been played.
yeah,
But that's how it goes.
for sure. Um, but getting back to the convention,
Yeah.
so you know what's funny? Okay, so like toward the end of the day, or like my time being there, um, I was going around taking pictures and video of stuff, just getting coverage for the site, and it was funny. So I was kind of tired, and I was just like, I came back. I'm just, got some time to burn. So I popped into one of the panels, and one of them was there were these guys teaching, people how to dance, but in a way where you would dance for an idol at an idol concert. And I popped in and I stayed for a few minutes. The next 5-10 minutes later, I'm doing the dance with it. And I'm also like uh, practicing to dance as if I was at an idol concert. And I was like, oh, it's actually pretty fun. No lie. Like, it was just kind of funny how that worked out. But yeah, actually, if I do I still have the paper? So the group that was showing it off, this is after paper they gave me, but it's their site is kaiwalken.tk. They have a Facebook group or whatnot, but they have these like dances like every Wednesday in San Francisco, and like they basically was teaching everybody not only how to dance, but like also in some cases like they would say certain phrases during the dance, or like that would really kind of like inform me as far as like what happens at an idol concert. So it was a really cool panel. Like I was like, it went from like something I was curious to like, oh hey, this is actually pretty cool. So yeah, it was awesome. It was no
Yeah,
doubt
and
for
it's
sure.
not the type of thing you'd typically see at a large convention.
For sure. Like because I know there's been a lot of like dance panels for like the black and white ball, um, K-pop, that type of style, but like nothing in particularly as far as like stuff you would dance at an idol concert. So I was like, oh, that's really cool. So it got me interested. No doubt. Um, but yeah, I mean, like aside from that though, I mean, I really enjoyed my time there. Hanging out with friends, took pictures and videos, and just enjoyed the day. Very casual. The very few days I didn't cosplay actually. I was just walking around with a Spider-Man hat on all day, but yeah, it was a really chill event overall. You know, there's really much to say because it's one day convention. But your thoughts on the whole convention, Robbie?
For a second-time con, it was very nicely done. I had a good time. Sometimes I felt that I needed more in the ways of things to do, but they still provided some nice activities like the scavenger hunt. They had some great guests. Like we've said before, really good use of the space, so that was a real plus they had going for it. And I'm looking forward to the next one.
For sure. I think that if I'm generally if it's I think the next one I think I saw was like it's gonna be on October 4th. So
Sometime in October, yeah, and they're bringing Eric Stewart as one of the guests, so I'm looking forward to that.
awesome. Yeah. So from the looks of things, like it seems like Kraken Con is trying to be more of a or a 2 month yearly thing as far as like convention wise. Um, so we'll see how that goes. But like definitely it was a fun chill day. Um, oof, as this burp is coming out of me and recorded on mic. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, there isn't much to say other than that. But yeah, it was a good convention, no doubt. So yeah, I definitely will
I
see.
concur.
We'll definitely see in the future where this goes. But for people who missed out, you guys can go on October 4th or during that time and go check it out. It's in Oakland in the Civic Center. And yeah, go check it out. Anyways, thank you, Robbie, for joining me for this kind of short podcast, but it's we got work with.
Well, thank you for having me.
Not a problem. Just before we go, where can they find you on the internet?
All right, so multiple places. You can find me writing for Geek HQ and California Conventions blogs, like I said before. You can also find me on Facebook for my cosplayer page, Ryoga Rocket. And you can find me on YouTube for my abridged series as Elite Slayer X. I am one of the co-creators of Ranma 1/2, the Abridged Chronicles, even though we haven't really had an episode out in ages. But we're working on something. And I also have stuff after Fanime Panels for that page.
Awesome, awesome. Please do check out his stuff, especially California Conventions blogs. So those guys, those are awesome. As for me, you can follow me on Twitter at Defective Naruto. You can follow the work that I do, and including this podcast, on our website at missionsartpodcast.com. Check out our all cool shit on there. The coverage of Kraken Con is up right now, as far as the videos and the cosplay coverage, and this will go up as well. What's today? Friday, so probably when you're hearing it, it'll be up by Saturday. But anyways, yeah, for sure. So definitely do check it out. With that, we'll see you guys next time.
Later.